Okay guys, today we are going to discuss about a built-in function SQL Server. SQL Server. Okay, generally we have different kind of functions available in SQL Server. The mostly we have date functions, string functions, aggregate functions, and mathematical functions. And not only this, we have a few more. Those are mostly we'll discuss only these four. But if you want to see really what available in SQL Server, if you go to any databases, just click here under programmability, go to programmability and go to functions. There we can see system functions, right? Just click on system functions. Here you can see aggregate functions. We already see earlier, right? These are our aggregate functions. Count, sum, max, min, sum, max, min, count, count of this thing, something is there. So those we used, and not only this, if you go to date functions, date type, get update, date part, date part, date name. These are all built-in functions, guys. And even we have mathematical functions also. So I think we are not using mathematical function anywhere in real time, but if our use case maybe it's related to mathematical functions, we can use mathematical functions. So even if you click other functions, these all are, right, cached, coalesce, these all are all other functions are also available. We will discuss one by one. So now first we will discuss by group by functions, not group by function, aggregate functions. So before going to aggregate function, we already see how we use the group by class earlier classes. So if we want to perform any aggregate function, okay, we should use the group by class. Or else we can say when you use a group by class, there should be aggregate functions. Okay, they should be use aggregate functions. So now I want to see, first we go to Adventure Works. So just check this table. Yeah, we have some data. So I have a requirement like I want to see sum of list price. Where is the list price? List price group by product ID. Where group by product ID and where list price is greater than 0. Okay guys, before going to this, yeah, just tell me what are the available functions in aggregate functions in SQL Server. We have some count, max, min, average. So these are our main functions available in SQL Server. We will see one by one. Now I'm taking some example. Okay, that's why I just want to use this. I want to see sum of list price group by product ID and where list price greater than 0. So guys, tell me now. So I want to see sum of list price. List price already here. Okay, and a group by which column I want to product ID. We already discussed in group by classes earlier. So whichever we are taking column in group by section, that should be exist in select as well. You see here this example. See, my requirement, I want to see sum of list price group by product ID and where list price greater than 0. So first my condition, list price greater than 0, and I want to group by product ID. I want to see the sum of list price sales. If you hit this, see, I want to see all group by product ID. See the product ID, I'm grouping by product ID, and I want to see sum of sales where list price greater than 0. Okay, I can't use the same sum in your where condition because it won't accept. We already discussed in a having class only we can use aggregate functions. Clear? You see, in only whenever you use having classes, that time only use aggregate functions. Okay, that's some how you can use. Now I want to see the average unit price of each and every sales order ID from sales order detail table. Guys, this is my table. Okay, this is my sales order table. I want to see unit price. Okay, unit price how each and every sales order ID. If you see sales order ID, this one, in one sales order ID have different unit prices. But I want to see average of unit price for that sales order ID. Uh, Guys, for that you use this one. Select sales order ID, average of unit price SX from sales order detail group by sales order ID. This is my requirement, right? If you hit this, see, did you see or not? See, each and it's breaking each every sales order ID and respective average of that sales order it's giving. Okay, now you are discussing your count function. So count function, guys, count is nothing but just give the count of the grouping records. Okay, based on group. Now my requirement is I want to see count of unit prices of each and every sales order uh, from sales order table. The above example is the same. There I want to see average unit price of the every sales order ID. But now I want to see the count of each and every sales order ID. Okay, for that, okay, just see. I want to see how many count of unit price for the sales order ID. I'm grouping by sales order ID and I want to see count of the unit price. Just see this, guys. See the respective sales count came based on sales order ID. Like we are using count. So if you want to use a okay, if you want to use a same as a count one and a count star, just see. Sir. If you see this both example, is it coming both coming correct or not? Even I put count of one. So I'm not putting this what you call unit price here, but I'm just taking group by sales order ID. Hmm? How many sales? How many sales order ID for that particular sales order ID? It's giving 1 and 12. 4 to 6 is a 12. 4 to 6 0 12. It's giving respect values or not. Even I put sales count star, is giving me same value or not. It's giving or not. Even if I had 3, at the end I see different, all are equal or not, equal results or not. Okay, now we can ask me question, what is the difference between a count of 1 and a count star? Okay, if you see count star, it will get the data of all rows without any processing and add 1 to number of rows. Nothing, guys, it won't check, it won't check one by one. It process at a time and add 1 to number of rows. Nothing but if you see, if you hit this query, 43659, 12, 12 records are there. So it won't check anything. It just produce the results and append 1 to the number of rows. So actually for the sales order ID, I have 12 rows. Okay, from 1 to 12 rows, it directly add 1 to 2 to something like that. It will add directly. Okay, whereas count 1, it will get the data of all rows. Each row has fixed value of 1, which also adds 1 to the number of rows. Okay, if you hit cell count of 1, just see. There is earlier I said, right, it will append 1 to 12, 1 to 12 records are there for the particular 4 to 6 by 9 order. Now, whenever I hit the count of 1, it checks, it get all rows. Each row takes as only one value. It won't check each row as one value earlier. It will just see the number of rows and it will append. Now, here each row has a fixed value of 1, which also add 1 to the number of rows. Here each row is not checking in count star. In count 1, it's checking each row. There is no difference, guys, just a very minor 0.0 is difference. But please make sure when they ask what is the difference count star and count 1, it will check the process. It will just append that 1 to each row. The count 1, it will check each row as a fixed value and add 1 to the number of rows. That's it, guys. So Now we will check check the count and average and sum. So what other we have pending? Max and min. So max definition you know, right? What is the max value for that group? What is the minimum value for that group? Same. Now I want to see the max unit price and and max unit price from sales order group by sales order. I want to see max and min price from the sales order detail table group by sales order detail. If you see here, so each and every sales order ID, I'm seeing only two. One is the max price and minimum price. Not okay. This is the example for max and min. Okay. Now we discuss everything, guys. I can discuss one more thing like count distinct. Okay. You just see earlier here. You see 100 as 12 sales. Okay, so in sales also I see so different records earlier. Uh, where is this one? The table. Yeah, if you see here, even if you take one sales order ready, how many unit price it has? Nearly two. But instead of 12 cards, only distinct unit price for the sales order ready. How can we take that? For that, use this command. See, it's coming or not, guys? Like this way, it will give you the unique distinct unit price for that unique distinct values. We can't use a distinct here because you are using aggregate functions and group by. That's why you can't use a distinct in self statement. That's why inside of aggregate function use distinct. I think hope we clear. So count of distincts it will give you the unique records of the particular group by column. That's it, guys. Even if you want to see one more example, the same. Let's see. Here I'm just differentiating how many distinct values and how many not distinct values. I mean all unique values. You see here example. See, these all are non-unique. These all are unique values. Like this. Like this way, you can distinct the values. Yes, yes, guys. That's all for aggregate functions. Thank you very much.